Hi and welcome. This is my May review for Cancerians. Now we start the month with a good aspect. This is a conjunction between Venus and Jupiter. Now Venus is our desire, Jupiter is how we relate, so it's a good time now to let people know how you feel about them and what it actually is you desire. Now, being in your ninth house is a good time to have an adventure. This is a day when you can be a little bit more out there, so to speak. You can try different things and maybe do something that you've always wanted to do and never had the confidence to do, because this aspect will give you a lot of confidence and a lot of optimism. Also, we start the month with Pluto retrograde. Now, Pluto's retrograde in your 7th house. Now, there are lessons to be learned while Pluto's retrograde. This happens to go on until the 8th of October, so there's plenty of time to work with the planet. Now, it's in your 7th house. This is the house of others, so it's time to focus yourself away from yourself onto other people and other people's needs. It's also time to think about, are you trying to control people? If you are, you need to step back and give people more freedom. This is not a time to be a controlling person, because Pluto will make things very uncomfortable for you. And on the 8th of October you will have to act on what you've learned and what you've found out over the 5 months. So learn to focus on others and to not be so controlling of people and also of the outcome. Let things happen more freely and give people more freedom. The Sun makes a conjunction with Uranus on the 4th. Now, this happens in your 11th house. So Sun Uranus together is also a day when you want to have some excitement. You want to break the routine. Sometimes you get a bit fed up with the everyday monotony of routine. So this is a day to maybe socialise with friends. This is a good day to meet new and exciting people as well, different people to what you would normally be friends with. And also to look at your aims and goals, because maybe you need to inject some life into your aims and goals so that you can have a bit more excitement going on and you can work towards things. And this is certainly possible because the Sun makes a sextile to Mars, so it's to give energy to the Sun. Mars is like the knight that protects the king, the Sun being the king, so their energy works well together, and you've got 9 days where you can really apply this energy and get things done. We have 2 other aspects on the 4th. We have Saturn making a conjunction with Vesta, the asteroid. This is another aspect that helps you to get things done, because Saturn's persistence and patience will help you to achieve. This is in the 8th house, so Vesta will give an interest in the occult, maybe astrology and tarot, those type of things in this period. And also there'll be an increase in your perception and your sexuality and also your intuition. So it's a good time to explore these avenues. Then the other aspect on the 4th is a square between Venus and the Black Moon Lilith. Now the Black Moon's in your 1st house, so this will put you under a little bit of pressure. You could have conflict coming in, either from someone else or from internal conflict about who you are and what you desire. Who do you want to be? Because with the Black Moon in the 1st house, your very image, your very persona is being recreated, and this could be a challenge. You can work on this over the next year, but you will find that the old you is being stripped away and a new you will emerge. On the 5th we have Venus speeding ahead, and she makes a positive aspect to Mercury, but Mercury's slowing down. He's slowing down, ready to go retrograde, and he's in your 12th house. So Venus wants to have fun and enjoy social side of things, but Mercury's probably becoming a bit more thoughtful. So there may not be the exciting, light-hearted day that you probably would normally expect. And then on the 10th, Mercury does go retrograde. This is in your 12th house, so there are lessons to be learned while Mercury is in this position over the next 3 weeks. Now, one of the things that's happening is we spoke about the Black Moon in your 1st house, where your personality is being stripped away and a new you will emerge. Well, Mercury's helping with this. Mercury's putting in part of that process in the 12th house. So there's work going on now behind the scenes. You may not see any results, but there are things that are going on behind the scenes. Your thoughts and your intuition is probably changing. So it's a good time to develop these thoughts now and trust your intuition and develop more self-awareness. And it will be a quieter 3 weeks with while Mercury's in this position. But then it's almost like you're playing a waiting game. Then things will start to emerge, things will start to happen, the wheel will start to turn, and events will start to progress. On the 12th we have the Sun making a conjunction with the Moon's North Node. Now this is very exciting because things can happen when the nodes are activated, and the North Node is your spiritual way forward. So this is fantastic. This conjunction can open doors. It can also, because it's happening in your 11th house, it can also challenge you to start a new quest or a new part of your journey. It can challenge you to set new goals and be more adventurous. It can also challenge you to unearth your hidden talents and put them to good use. Being in the 11th house, this is a good time to work with others as well. And on the 14th we have an aspect from Mars, a positive one to the Moon's North Node. So now you can start to put these things into action, and it's good to enlist help with others. Now this is a time when you need to be individual but still enlist and to cooperate with others. It's like the pillars of a temple. They stand steadfast and hold up the structure, but there is air between them. The wind can blow between them, so they keep their individuality. This is what you need to do. We spoke quite a bit this month about the needs of others and balancing them with your own. Now, on the 15th there's a square between the Sun and Saturn, and this is an ideal time to get that into perspective. And we also have a conjunction between Venus and Chiron, so again this is giving you the opportunity to have a real good look and to get things into perspective by viewing things in a different way. We also on that day have a sextile to Neptune from the Sun, so your ego will be dissolved on this day, so you will be able to put this thing aside and to look at things in a holistic manner. So we can see then, and this will help you with the Pluto balancing as well. Balance what you need to do with the needs of others. And it's good that you go ahead now, because you've got a lot of changes coming ahead. You will be a different person when all these changes have happened. But you just need to touch base with other people, make sure they are kept in the loop and you honour their needs as well. On the 16th we have a full moon total lunar eclipse. Now this is happening in Scorpio, so there's a great intensity of emotion coming with this full moon, and it's also part of the Sarah 6 North series, which brings relationships with parental figures into focus, because it's in your 5th house. It could be that you as a parent are having to focus on your relationship with your children, or maybe with your own parents. But these issues and authority will come into being. It's also a time when you may have to take on extra commitment. Maybe that something comes up that you have to take control of and take charge of. But then on the lighter side, there's also a full moon when you can have some fun. You've been working very hard on what you need and what you want to transform yourself into. But now is the time to take a little bit of a break and to have some fun time, and maybe some socialising with friends. The full moon in Scorpio is about letting go of things that you no longer need in your life. But this can be an emotional trauma to let go of things, especially as you Cancerians like to hold on to things. But there's an aspect on the 17th, the day after, that will maybe help, because Mars makes a conjunction with Neptune, and Mars is the big ego planet, but Neptune dissolves ego. So this could be a day when you could put your ego aside and you'll be able to make those decisions and maybe realise the things that you don't need in your life anymore, and you can release them. Then on the 18th we have the Sun making a positive aspect to Pluto. Remember, Pluto's now in that 7th house retrograde, so the Sun making this contact will help you to make adjustments in your inner world and bring other people into your focus, as we said with Pluto. The Sun will help you to do that, and you'll be able to see things with this aspect that will shed light on exactly what you need to do. Mercury retrograde has two aspects. First, on the 19th, is to Jupiter. This is a positive aspect, and this will help you start that process of evaluating things. You need to look at your power, your inner core. How do you generate your power, and how do you use it in your life? This needs to be looked at. And then on the 21st, we have the Sun moving into your 12th house and into Gemini, making an immediate conjunction with that Mercury retrograde. So now, well and truly, this planning, this preparation has got to start, because in a month's time, the Sun will move into your sign of Cancer in your first house, and everything will be going full steam ahead then. So this act of the Sun in the 12th conjunct to Mercury will set your thought processing into action, and you'll start to now process things and realise all these things that you need to do. We spoke about this with Mercury retrograde. This is a month of planning now. This is a month not to be out there, but to go within and see what you have. Take stock of what you have. What talents have you got that you haven't used? Start maybe to develop them and gain more self-awareness. On the 22nd, we have two aspects. The first is a positive aspect between the Sun and Jupiter, and this aspect is just about good for everything you can imagine. But it will be especially good for you for reviewing and revising your plans, your goals, your dreams, and see where you need to make the changes. And then Mars is there, making a positive aspect to Pluto, so you can start to put these into action. Mars will give you the impetus and the drive to get these plans pushed forward, and definitely these will be a great improvement on your previous plans. On the 23rd, we have a conjunction between Ceres, the asteroid, and the black moon Lilith, and this is happening right at the beginning of your sign, Cancer. Now, Ceres is the Earth Mother, full of nurturing, so this will be bringing out that nurturing side in you Cancerians, which is very strong anyway. So it may be a time, even if you're a man, that people are drawn to you for that nurturing that you can give them, which may be an advantage, or it certainly may be a disadvantage. Now, with the black moon Lilith being conjunct, she's the other side of the coin. She is rather than the eternal mother and nurturing, she is the bad girl, so to speak. She's the whore. She's the one who commits original sin, and she's full of sexuality. So this is a time when you can bring in the sexual side into your nurturing, and if you're in a relationship, then you can try this, practice this, see how well you can manifest it. Now, the other thing is, there is sometimes a disadvantage. This kind of conjunction and coming together could bring up things from the past that trigger off the nurturing and the love process. So just be aware that there could be some anger come up if there's anything or any issues from the past. But other than that, this can be a fantastic aspect as well for nurturing and helping someone else, to help them to find their own self and have freedom and independence. Venus makes two aspects. The first on the 24th is to Saturn. Now Venus is in that 10th house of career and destiny, and this aspect of Saturn means it's a good time to look at the duties and responsibilities you have in your career or on your chosen path, and see where you can balance these out. And maybe a good time to speak with people in authority, as Saturn represents authority figures, and to sit down and discuss exactly what they expect of you and what you expect to be doing. Now, the other aspect on the 26th is between Venus and Pluto. Now, there's much more of an intensity with this aspect. And again, with Pluto in your 7th house, this can bring up issues within relationships, within your career. And it could be that there's power issues that come up, but with Venus in the position and in the 10th house, it's a good time to discuss all these things and to bring them out in the open. Mars makes two aspects now. The first on the 28th is a conjunction with Jupiter. Now Jupiter's been in your 9th house for a couple of weeks, and it should have prompted you to either learn new things, to plan a new adventure, or to generally improve your growth and evolution. Now, any ideas that you've come up with during this time, Mars will now help you to put into action. Because of this conjunction, it brings great physical prowess and energy, so you'll be full of energy to go and get things going. And also on the 30th, there's an aspect with the Black Moon Lilith, and Mars again wants to break away. And if you have decided on a new direction, Mars will help you to forge ahead, break away from your old situation, and embrace the new. To end the month, we have a new moon on the 30th. This is in Gemini, and it's in your 12th house. This is a very sensitive new moon for you. 12th house is the house of Pisces, your fellow water sign, so the emotions are being stirred up here. But after that short burst of Mars energy, it's now time to go back into reflective mode, because the next new moon will be in your sign of Cancer, and this will be a very exciting new moon next month. Now, with this reflection, it's time to review what you have and review the past year. See what you've achieved, see what you've done in that year, and then start to plan ahead and see what you want to achieve in the next year. Set realistic goals that can be achieved. And then the other thing we need to look forward to is the sun moving into your sign, and this will be in a month's time. So when this happens, everything will come into fruition, so to speak. So in the meantime, get your plans, get your thoughts together, recharge your batteries, ready for next month. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the review. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. If you'd like to leave me a comment, I'll be glad to hear from you.